Morris at mattmorris.com. I am in Uganda, actually at the Serena Hotel. If you ever come to Kampala, stay at the Serena. Super cool place. Got walking trails here, just super beautiful. And thought I'd share a quick message. So flew in, took like 36 hours to fly over here, and doing blitz events. Got here, immediately did an event, slept up at 5 a.m. Members only training in the morning, presentation. We'll do probably 2 more tonight, 3 or 4 meetings tomorrow, 3 or 4 meetings the next day, and then I'll fly out. So I should probably do a training at some point on how to do a proper blitz and network marketing. But I thought I'd just talk about, something that, just kind of hit me today. Someone that was like shocked that they had met me because they had heard of me as a speaker and an author, network marketing and so forth. So, question is, how do you go from the bottom 1% in network marketing to the top 1% in network marketing? And, when I got started, I definitely felt like I was the bottom 1%. I was as bad as anyone could be. I, basically paid for a couple people to join my first couple years in network marketing. Other than that, I had no success. I was, bottom 1%. So how did I get to the top 1%? How does that happen? Well, a couple things. Number one is you've got to be not so hard on yourself. I'm gonna have a seat with you guys. So number one, don't be so hard on yourself, and realize that the bottom 1%, even if you sponsored no one, you're not really in the bottom 1%. You're probably in like the bottom 50% or 30%, because most people get into network marketing and before they have any success, they quit. So you should really be proud of yourself. If you've been in network marketing, even if you haven't had a lot of success and you've been doing it for a year or two, be proud of yourself that you haven't given up. So that's number one, is you're not really in the bottom 1%. But how do you make it to the top 1%? Well, one, if you've stuck it out for a year or two, you've got what it takes to make it to the top 1%, because this is definitely a business where it's a marathon, not a sprint. So long-term consistency will always trump short-term intensity. So it's not about the short-term intensity. Yes, there's times where you want to blitz. You want to take a 90-day time of your life, maybe even once a year, put your head down and run hard. That's one of the best strategies there is, but you can't only rely on that short-term intensity. It's a long-term game here. So what I think the biggest factor that's going to get you to the top 1%, I think it's the biggest, is you believing that you have what it takes to reach the top. And even if you don't believe you have the skill sets right now, you have to at least believe that you can get the skill sets to be in the top 1%. So everything is a mindset. People are always like, man, how do you handle jet lag? How do you get off the plane after 36 hours of traveling and do an event and, go the next morning and do another event, and, you work like crazy for 3 or 4 days. How do you do it? How do you not just kill yourself? Well, it's a mindset. I tell myself, actually, I don't believe in jet lag. My body just adapts. I've got my own strategies on that. But it's all mindset. And if you believe you've got what it takes, you've got to have a healthy ego. See, a lot of times you hear a lot of trainers talk about how bad it is to have an ego. I believe it's good to have an ego. Just about every top producer I've ever worked with, they've got a big ego. It's okay to have a big ego. It's bad when you have a negative or an unhealthy or a dysfunctional ego, but you should have a healthy ego. Your ego is your confidence. It's believing in yourself. It's believing that you're worthy. It's having that internal drive. So don't try and have zero ego. An ego is it's how much you value yourself. You know what? I have a big ego. I don't think it's unhealthy, but I value myself a lot. I think you should value yourself a lot. So don't believe in all this crap about you can't have an ego. No, you need to have an ego. What's going to take for you to get to the top 1% is having that ego. It's having that self-worth. And then the only other factor, it's how long are you willing to stay consistent? Are you willing to stick it out? See, I've been doing this for 22 years of my life. I got started at 18. I'm 40 years old now. If you do anything for 22 years of your life, are you going to get good at it? You know, if you played the guitar every day for 22 years, you'd be ridiculously good. Just about anything, if you do it long enough, you're going to get ridiculously good. You're going to learn things like you know the back of your hand. You're going to get so good if you're willing to just stick it out. And see, what most people do is they spend their whole life sticking it out in a job that's never going to give them the hope of being rich. You're never going to have the opportunity for most people with a job. You're not going to be able to have time freedom and money freedom. It just is not available. So the secret of getting wealthy is doing something that at least gives you the hope, at least gives you the opportunity of being wealthy. So stick it out for a long time. And it may not take you 20 years. It didn't take me 20 years, but it took me some time. Most leaders that I know of, it took them some time. So be patient with your results. Be impatient with your activity. That's what it takes to reach the top. It's consistent effort over time, and you've got to just continually learn and apply. Learn and apply. Learn and apply. The 10,000 hour rule is in effect. Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, and he looked at the outliers, the people who are the best in the world at their particular profession. And, you know, he mentions people like the Beatles who, you know, they got 10,000 hours in at a very early age because they played a gig every single day. So they got ridiculously good. Why? Because they put the hours in. The people who are ridiculously good in network marketing, they put the hours in. So my friends, if you want to reach the top, it's simple. Go out and learn like crazy. Watch all 300 plus of my videos. Watch them all. Internalize it and go train other people on it. You know what? Go steal my stuff. Go train your team on it. Use it as if it's your own. I don't even care, right? So a lot of the stuff that I train on, it's stuff that I learned from other people 15 years ago. I don't even know who I learned it from, but I've used it so much, I've made it my own. So learn like crazy, apply like crazy, teach like crazy, go through the numbers, have that healthy ego, stick it out over time, and you'll be in that top 1%. So listen, I hope this added some value. If you feel like it can add some value to some others, share it around. Love to hear your comments below. If you want to tag someone in the comments, you can definitely do that. And if you want to get all my training videos, hop over to mattmorris.com. You can go over to my YouTube channel there, and you can also subscribe to my newsletter, and you'll get the emails delivered to your inbox every single week. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Go make life an adventure.